Am I the idiot for not giving in to my brother's tantrums? Posted in my side account because I know for a fact my sister-in-law reads stuff on this sub. I 29 female, recently bought a house and a brand new car. I will admit I probably splurge on my house more than I should, but growing up very poor, it has always been a dream of mine to live in a nice house. I worked really hard to be where I am. So much so I undergo countless breakups because I always choose a career over boys. My brother 25 male is currently jobless. He works as a tourist guide before and can barely make ends meet. He has 5 kids now, and counting as his wife announced pregnancy recently. He messaged me on FB that there's something he wants to talk about, and I thought he wanted to name me godmother to his incoming baby. I said sure and invited him to the house to get his approval about some things I modified for our parents. I gave him a tour and he admired my house greatly, saying things like how excited he is to bring the kids to my house. I did not mind anything about it as I thought he meant a visit, which I'm more than happy to host them for. Imagine my surprise when he finally sat me down and finally revealed what he wanted to talk about. He wants me to give him my house. I clarified whether he meant this house or the other house I bought for my parents, which I still lived in, still has modifications ongoing with my dream house. He said the house is big enough for his family, and I can go visit them anytime I like. He even offered that if I really wanted to live there, I could move into the maid's room and modify it for my personal use. I was shocked I cannot speak as he thanked me over and over for the house. I finally asked him where the heck did that idea come from and said our mother told him I would give him my house. I of course corrected that, and this is where things went south. My brother repeatedly said since our mom said the house is his now, I cannot do anything but give in. I called my mother to tell him to duck off, and lo and behold, my mother sided with my brother. To make this already long story short, my whole family had cut me off and my parents disowned me until I gave my brother my house. My father has been brought to the hospital over this fight and now I feel really bad. The guy I'm seeing now said to just give the house to my brother and he'll help me to buy another. Reddit, am I the idiot here? Edit, to clarify, the house that they gave away is the newly bought one. One I thought where I could raise 5 adorable fur babies. Family home is in my name, too, as I had to take out a loan back then to buy it. So yeah? It may be obvious I'm not the idiot at first sight, but I feel like I could be one because my father got hospitalized over the ensuing fight for the house. Edit 2. I'm trying to read all the comments, and I'm just so overwhelmed by your support. I've been temporarily staying at a friend's house ever since. Your encouraging words really helped ease my mood. I finally decided not to give this house and sell the other one to help pay for a vast majority of the loan on my dream house. I also decided to remove my parents' access to my health plans and remove them on my insurance. Last but not the least, thank you for the award, kind strangers. Reading your comments made me realize how ridiculously unreal this sounds. Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. Of course, but what the actual hell is going on here? The entitlement of your brother to expect that you will give him your house. And the nerve of your parents expecting that you would indeed do this. Actually, if your parents want to provide for your brother, they can invite him to live in the house you've bought for them, and they can live in the maid's room. Your family is toxic OP, and if that's how they see you, as a bank, then cutting you off is a good thing for you. Comment 2. Not the idiot. I just spent a lot of time shouting, "No," at my screen. No, do not give in and give your house to your brother. And in fact, unless it is already a done deal, I wouldn't be giving the current house to your parents. The amount of hostility and anger there is shocking and absurd. And your boyfriend's attitude that you should cave, and he'll help you buy another one. That made me even more angry. If he cares so much, he can give his money directly to your brother. Now for the update. Hello? So a lot of people have reached out to me since my original post. A lot has happened then. I'll try to include as many details as I can. So I cut my family off back in December and removed them in all services that will benefit them from being connected to me. Since I figured, hey mom, you told me I'm dead to you, then you get no free house from me anymore. So the reactions from our extended family were just as I expected. Most of the adults sided with my mother. My cousins expressed their support to me. I got uninvited with the family reunion I initially sponsored, and isn't that just the worst? My aunts and uncle had barricaded the gate when I arrived at my granny's house. I won't expand on this anymore because this still hurts until now. My mother also sued me for selling the first house back in January. It did not reach the higher courts and I won. Public perception of me got worse though. She and my brother took this defeat to twist the sympathy in their favor. They posted online about how I am an ungrateful daughter and I owe them for everything I have. They also blamed me for my father's death. Yes. He died. I didn't even get to attend the funeral because I'm banned. When this happened, I almost gave in and signed the papers to give the house to my brother. I blamed myself and believed that my selfishness killed my father. At this point, my boyfriend convinced me to take a break from work and talk to a professional. I did just that, and I'm only now just realizing how ducked up the way they raised me. I can't believe it took internet strangers to realize something is wrong with how they treated me. To be honest, I almost decided not to post an update. It was last month when my therapist suggested I should do it because this is where me breaking off from them started. On the bright side, I saw how my fiancé's family really liked me because of this ordeal. I thought they were just being nice. But poop happened and they supported me every step of the way, especially when my partner had to go overseas for a 1-week stay because of his job. They really took care of me and even assured me I'm worth more than my family thinks I am. The nicest thing I ever heard in my life came from his mother. Anyway, last July 21st, my father's birthday, Mother reached out to me. She explained to me that she understood she had no right banning me from his funeral, but at the time, all she could think about was how I cut them off my health plans, and it rendered them incapable of supporting my father's hospitalization. I did not realize this, and we cried for hours. She said she still blames me though and doesn't think she can forgive me. I think I understand her. My therapist told me that thinking of what ifs is counterproductive, but still, if I could go back in time, I'll help them with this. My brother won't talk to me. That's fine. The feeling is very much mutual. Comment 1. I believe in natural consequences. You cutting your parents and family off financially after being manipulated and abused is a natural consequence. Your mom can blame you all day long, but her actions are what got the ball rolling. You are amazing and strong for working so hard to move past this. Comment 2. You're the idiot. I can't believe you're still playing the victim here. You cut off your entire family, including your parents, because they expected you to give your brother your house. And now you're trying to garner sympathy by saying your father passed away and your mother blamed you for it? Let's get one thing straight. You are incredibly selfish. Your family may have had misguided expectations, but cutting them off completely was a drastic and unnecessary response. You let your pride and material possessions cloud your judgment and destroy your relationships. And now you're seeking validation by saying your fiancé's family supports you? Well, that doesn't change the fact that you've alienated your own family, who, despite their flaws, are still your blood. You may have won a legal battle, but you've lost something much more valuable in the process. Comment 3. Your father's death was not your fault. Your parents chose to cut you off for not agreeing to an outrageous demand. They should have been prepared for the consequences. Honestly, it doesn't really sound like your dad was that great either. He cut you off and wanted you to give your house away just like everyone else. I'm sorry he passed, but it doesn't sound like he would have treated you any better if he hadn't. I'm betting your mom was making a last-ditch effort to manipulate you into giving the house up. I wouldn't be surprised if she calls Gaines saying that she'll forgive you if you give the house to your brother. Just remember that you don't need forgiveness for anything you did in this situation. If you enjoyed today's video, you'll like these ones too. Thanks for watching and see you next time.